All right, welcome back to MRL Season 11, Tier 3. We're going to be getting ready to go into yet another round. And if it's anything like last round, we're in for another banger.
Sure. um, eh, we've already seen a lot of bangers today. That's all I need to say.
This
We're
is,
definitely in for something.
yeah, this is very true, especially in Tier 5. Um,
Yeah, definitely not.
I I will ride on that for the rest of but anyways, enough about Tier 5. Let's get into Tier 3, taking a look at Silverstone, one of the best circuits in the entire calendar, an all-time classic, 18 corners, 2 DRS zones, super high-speed circuit, with a decently fast lap time despite its length, thanks to those high-speed corners. And taking a look, it does look quite beautiful in the scenic cam. However, fantasy is reality as it looks much more gloomy, which makes me question what does weather look like in the race conditions. So, I mean, if someone in chat could kind of clarify that, thank you very much. Jet
I may also
and
have a little sneak peek at certain guy's stream and see what the weather is. But yeah, as of right now, just a little gloomy, but no rain, I believe.
yeah, speaking of that certain guy, I think he's starting a lap right now, punching his way through. Now, Silverstone, it's always a fun circuit. It's always been a classic for pretty much everybody. Some like it more than others. But one thing that you can count on in Britain is that it's going to rain miserably. It's just the nature of Britain. It has 2 seasons: cold and raining. That's it.
Yeah, very true. And as we saw in real life and also in Tier 5, when the rain hits, it hits. It very much hits. It definitely causes a bit of chaos because in Tier 5 for you especially, some people were not able to keep it on the track to the point where the top two were like 20 seconds ahead of everybody. And somehow you were the one leading out of all that. But yeah, and in real life, we
Yeah.
saw people going off the track and all that, and just not able to keep it on the road. It's a chaotic one when it
Yeah.
comes to the rain.
Oh yeah, speaking of not being able to keep it on the road, Glenfro unfortunately invalidated going through maggots and faggots, I think. So Hanju is going to be the first one to set a benchmark time. He already showed he has really strong pace to fight at the front of this tier. So let's see what kind of benchmark he's about to lay down for the rest of the field around the final corner. Oh, it slips a little bit. That's going to cost him some momentum. Still puts it at an impressive 127.198.
Yeah, decent banker. We'll see if anybody tries to beat that. Maybe one of the two Aston Martins. They're coming across the line. Blix can't do it. Edge also not able to do it. Blix is actually, well, Blix, his lap wasn't exactly representative. Edge was half a second off. Logan also decently far off. So Panju's time is actually looking quite decent.
Yeah, Punch's teammate Tilla going across the line also had to slip up at the end, but still managed to put themselves third. So good run, but definitely room for improvement from both Mercedes drivers. SVM is making his way through down the hangar straight into Stowe. I'm starting to remember some of these corner names because
I don't.
I'm terrible with names. I typically just go with the turn number, but I'm starting to assimilated, I guess you could say. SVM going across the line onto the Hamilton straight, puts himself on pole. Great lap from him.
No.
But we'll have to see if others will be able to put in some more time. NVA starting his run, making his way into turn 4, I think that was? Yes. I want to say, wait, 1, 2, yeah, that was turn 4. Turn 4, and honestly, Sector 1 in general, catches a lot of people out here at the circuit, at least in my experience talking with a variety of
Renfro.
people up until this point. Gwenfro, yeah, just put himself, wait, why is being called putting on the wets? Does he realize that that's illegal? But he's considering.
I is he seeing something we don't? Because it looks a little dry. But
Yeah, I mean,
I don't
if he's
know.
going out on track on the wets, that's going to be a penalty. It's clearly stated under the rules that you can't go on any inter or wet tires while it's dry. So if he's considering it, probably reconsider. Glenfro, yeah, put in a great lap catch and third overall. Great run by him. Not surprised, but one thing that I am interested in is our latest race in At least I think he
Yeah,
won
we'll
last.
see what he
Yeah.
can do. He had a lot of straight line speed in Austria. We saw that. So he likes his straight line speed. We'll see how he fares. Another person I'm also looking at is the man who just recently dominated tier 4, D-Master. That man was in a league of his own in tier 4. We'll see what he can do in tier 3. Is he competitive enough? We'll have to find out. He's
Yeah,
coming close to the line.
yep, here he comes around the final two corners. Does he have a slip up? No, he keeps it steady, going across the line. It's going to be a good lap, actually. He puts himself P6 ahead of his teammate.
And there you go.
Yeah, that's absolutely brilliant. Now then, where is... there he is. Jake Glazer going around, also finishing up his run. Let's see what the Haas driver can do going across the line. This is going to be a solid run in P7, but I definitely feel like there will be room for improvement for him. You also have Taylor starting his run, going through into these corners. Now, one thing that I enjoy so much about Silverstone is a variety of ways that you can tackle a lot of these. There's a bunch of different lines that you can take, which honestly aren't too far off each other in terms of... So, maybe you found a little bit of an advantage here or there that can make a big difference. Oh, Taylor has a massive slip through cops. Good save by him, but it's going to be a lot of time lost. Slipping a little bit more as we go through maggots and faggots. He keeps it together. Okay.
Wow. What is...
Taylor
Something
is on
tells me
yeah.
stability is not exactly his thing right now.
Yeah, Taylor is on a razor's edge right now, and all it takes is just one tiny slip and he can be gone. Need car control to keep it together. He's definitely running a more unstable setup, but of course that's what some drivers like. They like it unstable because, typically it means you can access more pace, but
It was a P7.
yeah, still a good run by Taylor, but it's always about risk versus reward, I guess, with setups like that, because you can potentially go faster, but at the same time you can potentially spin out on a setup like that, so it's very risky to attempt to do. MRK reserving up to tier 3. If I remember... Oh, he invalidated. He had a pretty good result, though, in tier 4, if I remember correctly. Is that right? I didn't catch the full...
fifth.
Yeah, so MRK, honestly, he was in tier 5 the previous season, if I recall, which shows he's adapted very well up to... Unlike a couple of other drivers who kind of moved up with him, Jim, the Tier 5 champion, struggling a little bit more in Silverstone. MRK, though, holding so nicely. Red Bull TP going into the pits. As now, Logan, is he going another run? He is. If he can improvement in Sector 1 as we go down the first DRS straight, how much of a difference can he make on this? That is almost a tenth and a half. That's a lot of time for Sector 1. Typically, most of the time, at least in my experience, is gained in the latter two sectors, particularly nailing the S's and the final chicane.
Yeah, definitely. Another person I'm going to be looking to is KDM, who is currently right now our championship leader, as a matter of fact. So we'll see what KDM can do. And yeah, he's leading the championship right now with a 16-point margin over the Alpine of NVA, who's currently sitting in 4th. Ketchin actually tied with NVA, so Ketchin's had a quietly good season. That was B. Cole's retiring. I believe B. Cole's had a quali ban, I think, so that might be why we saw him on the wets at one point. Jake Glazer, after his win, he currently sits 4th. Kiss My Axe in 5th. Gwenfro 6th. Taylor 7th. RC, someone I didn't really expect, who unfortunately isn't here, but he sits in 8th ahead of Landsharky, and that's Punju rounding out our top 10 in the points. But you want to know something interesting? Punju has the same amount of points as MRK. And MRK isn't even in tier 3. I think, needless to say, MRK has done pretty well for himself in this tier.
Yeah, wait, I'm sorry, who has as many points as MRK?
Punju.
What?
Punju and MRK both have 6 points.
What?
I'm serious.
That doesn't sound right to me. It really
But
doesn't.
it is.
That sounds
I'm seeing it right now. That's how it is.
That sounds so wrong to me. I mean, again, yeah, that's props to MRK, who, honestly, I of course, was there observing the draft as it was going on, and as ability, I mean, I have to say, he's killed it with a lot of his draft choices. Case in point, his teammate just went provisional pole with his run. Yeah, MRK the moment the draft was over, I knew that my biggest problem was gonna be MRK and Red Bull immediately. I know Andy thought Cobb K and Williams made a great lineup, but
Yes,
again,
been on that
like
thing according to
my sights were not on. I was always thinking my biggest problem is gonna be MRK and Red Bull, and they're really proving it right now. They've got a great lineup, and MRK is doing really well in his tier as well as the.
Yeah, which is a bit surprising if I'm being honest, but I mean, yeah, fair play to them. But we'll see if this continues. It's only been 2 rounds. We're on the 3rd. But yeah, so far so good for Red Bull, as we just saw Sharky finish a lap, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
So that's
he
unfortunate.
had he had a little bit of a slide out of the final 2 corners. Definitely lost some momentum there. A lot of people losing grip in that final bit, which I don't think people, because when I was doing time trials around this circuit, it was around those corners where I would lose so much time every time, and I wanted to toss the controller as far as I could. Which, granted, I mean, if I opened up my little window right there, well, last door, I could throw it relatively far, but yeah, rather not do that. Thank you very much. Even though I do have a spare right here, I'd rather not destroy a controller. But RTC is making his way around in the Aston Martin current 16. I'm curious to see how much of a difference he's made on this run. And he's already spent way too much battery for his own good, I think. He's got like 25% left, and he's not even on the hanger straight. That, I think, was a miscalculation for him, and he's going to lose a lot of time on that going through in Sector 2 now to cross that sector. Yeah, he's made only a minimal difference, but he's getting time on that straight. Sharky makes his way into the pits. We now have a little over 4 minutes left to go. It's only a matter of time before people charge their way out of the pit lane. Some might be wanting to do 2 runs, which I think is a good call, and most people, it's in their best interest to save a set of soft tires. The best strat around here is soft and medium. Hard tires are not really it unless you pit the first couple laps and run them all the way into the end. But
I just need to mention this real quick. 2nd down to 6th are separated by 600ths. 2nd down to 6th, and MRK is one of them. That is insanely close.
MRK, again, doing really well despite being a tier below. Something tells me he's going to get promoted yet again next season. Honestly, that's some impressive upward momentum for him. From tier 5 in season 10 to tier 4 now in season 11. And honestly, at this rate, he's looking like he could be tier 3 next season. I'm curious to see just how far he's going to keep climbing. But he's doing really well for himself, and I'm very happy for him.
Add more onto tier 4, actually. K Sizzle just said this. MRK had 2 broken end plates during the tier 4 race and still finished P5.
What? Okay.
You heard me correctly.
No, I did not hear you correctly. Please repeat
that. Yeah, 2 broken end plates and still finished 5th. What?
Yeah. I mean, like, we have...
There's a lot more pace behind that man. As Technic Speedy retires, that's also a qualifying ban for him.
Yeah, speaking of tier 4s reserving up, D-Master is on a run, and he saved a good amount of battery this time around. Now going into the S's, how does he handle it? Goes in nice and deep. This is a very solid run from D-Master. How much improvement has he found is the question. Oh!
That's looking fastest so far right now. That's looking to go pole.
Is D-Master tier 4 reserving for tier 3 about to go pole? Are we about to have 2 low-tier reserves in the top 5? Is this about to happen? Because if so, we're about to witness something incredible. D-Master to the line. He puts it on pole!
Right. Okay. Who... Is this the same D-Master that we knew before?
No.
Dominates Silverstone, the next thing you know, he's a pole for the tier above? What is this?
Alright, it's official. I'm sorry for everybody watching, but I fear that it's finally happened. D-Master has been abducted and replaced by a scroll. That's it.
I'd believe it.
That's it. Oh man. Uh,
How much practice has he done into this? Because it's
I'm
so
very
he's done a lot.
curious.
It's paid off. My goodness.
Yeah, he just brilliant run from T-Max. That's absolutely rapid and mega from him. Glenfro is getting ready to start a final run, as well as many others. So let's see what a lot of these final. In a second, was that? Okay, Taylor is getting ready to go.
No, Taylor actually just finished the lap. He went up to 4th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so good lap from him. But half a second well, 4/10 ish between himself and D Master. I'm just amazed by by how D
Yeah.
Master's done. Glenfro, my goodness, the biggest snap oversteer out of 4.
Oh, that's
Absolutely
unfortunate.
ruined his lap.
Glenfro is going to be kicking himself for that later. I just know it. Taylor, though, yeah, he's saving up a lot of battery, but that's pretty good for him. But someone who isn't done just yet is Punju, charging through, but hasn't done well with his battery charge. As he's not making his way through maggots and backheads, he has no battery left to him, and has not
He's just
found
losing
any.
time.
Yeah, again, like we saw this before in Austria, where he didn't manage his battery all too well, and he's doing the same thing in qualifying right now. Jake Laser, though, he's saved up so much battery thus far. He's not, well, actually, no, never mind. He's burning a lot. For a second there, I thought he was on the hair straight because it was just that small left-hander, but readjusted for a second. But Jake Laser is doing well. He's conserving well, still. And so now he's going to have plenty of battery, not actually using a whole lot down this interim. Looks like he's saving all that battery for a run down the. Interesting choice. I usually burn at least a little bit of battery there, but Jake probably knows that I don't consider significantly faster. Wenvo retires in the pits, unfortunately. That's it for him. D-Master still holding on to provisional pole. Jake Laser, though, is finding some improvement. At the current moment, though, I don't think it will be enough to make a difference on pole, specifically. Though Jake, I think, will find himself within the top 3, actually, should he finish out this run perfectly, going around the final 2 corners to cross the line. Can Jake pull it off and get into that top 3? Oh, no, he doesn't. He lost a little bit of time in that final sector, and so he's going to have to settle for P6. Jaime, though, goes into the pits, and Tilla crosses the line and proves 15. And yeah, looks
But
like
out of
that's
all
it.
that, we have a freaking tier 4 reserve on pole.
Yeah, and another one just within the top 10. And yes, sure, he's P9. But if you keep in mind, he's, oh, I don't know, less than 2/10 off of P3. I still think that's pretty good, all things considered.
Well, I mean, this is the big thing too, because you look at P3 down and it's fairly close.
Oh yeah, P3.
But then there's just a 3/10 gap between P2 and P3.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
SV and D-Master were in a league of their own, and D-Master's up a tier. Like what? What?
yeah,
This feels illegal.
there is half a second between like P3 and a P11. I think that's how close all of it is. Maybe even P13.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I caught that correctly, but yeah, it's remarkably. Wow.
Yeah, that is insane gaps.
Yeah, I bet D-Master is very
Oh,
happy.
wait, hold on. Before you continue on, look at P7, P8, P9. Gwenfro 770, NVA 771, MRK 774.
I mean, again, when you look at it on paper without looking at the time, Embark just looks impressive. When you look at the times, he's so close. It's actually
Like, what
really
is
impressive.
this? I'm just dumbfounded right now. By the way, Team Master on pole, SB in second, Damie rounding out our top 3. We haven't spoken much about Damie, but that's a good qualifying from him.
Oh yeah, he had a quietly good performance for sure. But
yeah.
honestly, D-Master is kind of proving to be the angry shadow of Tier 4 at the. Which.
Oh dear God.
Yeah.
We're quaking in our boots at this point.
Yeah, literally. Again, very impressive performances. Looking overcast. One of the drivers in the chat actually confirm whether or if it's really
I'm
like
about to find out. Looks to me. Oh, okay. We do have a bit of rain at the very end. So if we have safety cars, we could see a bit of rain. It's not the similar situation to Tier 5,
Oh, okay.
but it's close.
Yeah, I already came close enough to heart failure during Tier 5. I did not need to actually experience.
Oh, believe me, you you literally told me to shut up for the final lap just so you could keep it on the road.
Yeah,
And I don't blame you for doing that.
yeah, literally on the final lap, I just went, no thoughts, head empty, and just like,
Honestly, yeah.
yeah, I
You
all
had a
the
similar feeling as to when I got my first win in MRL as well. It's just like, shut up, thoughts empty, just bring it home.
yeah. I
That's all
mean,
you can
it's
do.
not even my first win, but like winning in
It's a first
that,
Tier 5 win.
yeah, first Tier 5 win. But yeah, I mean, I'm still overjoyed by that. But what I'm wondering is Team Master going to be able to pull off some similar magic and win in a tier above? We're about to find out. The 5 red lights coming on here in Silverstone. The lights are out. We're underway. Team Master does not get the ideal start he was looking for, SVM being able to pressure a little bit, but the two of them actually are long gone compared to the others. KDM gets a great start. Jake Laser battling with the Ferrari of Taylor. Jake dives deep, looking for a move to get past Divey, trying to put himself into the top 4. Does he get past Alpine? It's a little bit close, but it doesn't seem to be paying off here. Oh, it's so close. The question is, did Jake go low downforce again? No, he didn't. He's actually a little bit less. Okay.
Interesting, but SV's going to take the lead from D-Master, and he's going to take it, but he's not quite done yet. D-Master's still on the inside. SV trying to go around the outside. Has he gotten done? Yes, he has. So SV has taken the lead from D-Master. D-Master almost looking to try and challenge back. There's a bunch of chaos going on, though. Taylor gets ahead of Gwenfro. Ketchy gets ahead of NBA. It's kicking off.
Yeah, for a second, the way D-Master was gaining on SVM down that national pit straight,
like
I was like, is this gonna be another 2021 again?
Please no. We
yeah.
already saw a rendition of that with Testarossa.
Oh, hang on, KDM going on the grass to look for a move. Does he get around the outside and make the move? He's looking very confident. He's a little bit ahead, but now they're still going alongside into the final quarters. Does he find a way through? They slip, they make contact, but D-Master loses out. Oh, he's having a hard time of it right now. Jake Laser, meanwhile, looking for an opportunity that has not arrived. A lot of chaos going on in the back as Gary and Tilla seems to have lost out. MRK and Sharky in the pits repairing front wings. That is very unfortunate, but we can see on the tires. Majority are running softs. The couple choosing to go for medium tires. Gwenfro being one of them, and the furthest ahead. But he's got two Ferraris.
Funju's off. Funju's had a moment. Not sure what's happened. He's now all the way down in 15th. No damage by the looks of it, but somebody hit him.
Yeah, Gwenfro is going to have two Scarlet Speedsters right behind. He's going to have to do well to hold them off.
Yeah.
Maybe make a move on Jake, but right now that tire disadvantage will become an advantage within about 6 laps probably. And honestly, it seems the ideal strategy, even though the game says, like, what, 12, 14 or something like that. I think it's actually better to hit like at lap 10 on the softs and then go for the on that lap.
From what I've seen, the optimal pit stop seems to be around about a lap 11, lap 12 off the softs onto a set of mediums. The tire was actually not as bad as some people have anticipated. And then for the mediums, you want to pit at around about lap 14. But yeah, Gwenfro, I like him to start on the mediums. Interesting call, but to be fair to Gwenfro, he's made up one position off the start. So he's doing quite well for himself, and he's staying with that lead pack. His D-Master's had a huge moment. Jake Laser has damage. Same with D-Master. Gwenfro trying to go around the outside of Jake Laser and gets it done. What has happened there?
What that happened was a 2022 moment right there, except around the outside for Gwenfro. Brilliant driving from him. And I think Taylor kind of let his teammate go by as Ketchin is not going to be able to put on some pressure on the McLaren. NVA and Jake Laser going wheel-to wheel yet again. Is it too much pressure from either or? No, it's not. The NVA does well to hold him off once more. But Jake, I think, is under some danger now because of his attack. He now has to defend from Edge. But there is no defense against that straight line speed. Edge gets ahead and is now up to P9. Great move from him to get past. Now, the question... His teammate achieved that same heroics. He's looking for it on the outside. Does Jake give him the space? He does just barely, but also applies enough pressure to force Blix to back off. And now he's under pressure from Logan. Logan backs out as we make our way into Cops. It's looking close here. Jake goes wide! 3 wide! 2 wide as we go. They're not going side by side to Maggots and Beckets. Yes, we are.
Oh
Here
God,
we
they
go. Oh, what a move from Logan. Absolute daring, but also heroics. Oh, and that B-Coles! Oh, poor guy. He's all the way down to P17 now. And now we have yet another battle. Blix looking for a move on the inside of Logan. Oh, that was a little bit close there. Almost coming together a little bit too closely. Gwenfro and D-Master, meanwhile, also going wheel to wheel. Gwenfro's attack couldn't leave him vulnerable to the Ferrari. But so close right now!
Oh my goodness.
It's so close. Does he pull off the move? It does. He gets ahead. He's now at the P5. Once again, those soft tires still proving to be the superior tire at the moment. And Ketchin is making the most of it. E-Master is doing very well to hold on, but in all of this, KTM starting to pull away. He's cleared DRS, at least, but SVM is looking to clear that. The two of them, though, appear to be a cut above the rest at the current moment. Daimi putting on some monumental levels of defense at the current moment, making that Alpine, well, I would say imagine no defense, but that one sucked, so I would really be a good defense.
Well, something to know is that Daimi also has damage as well on the right-hand side. I'm pretty sure that's from the collision between D-Master and Jake Laser. But
yeah,
Jake Laser
right.
ending up the worst of it. But both D-Master and Daimi both have end plate damage. One on the left, one on the right. But seems to me that Daimi's damage seems just to be a little bit worse as he is going to get overtaken here by D-Master. Oh, Ketchin! Ketchin is looking for a potential move. D-Master around the outside. Can he get it done? He does. And now Ketchin, is he going to try to go for a move to the chicane? Yes, he is. Logan grabs 3 seconds, but Ketchin down the inside gets it done. He's up into 4th. He's made up 7 positions off the start.
Yeah, it makes me very glad I wore my Ferrari for this stream.
Yeah, they're looking good.
Yeah, I already know I'm about to get called traitor in the chat, but worth it.
I'm surprised nobody has called you traitor yet.
Yeah, I mean, well, more Williams last week. I mean, you know. Gwenfro, though, looking for a move on Daimi. That wing damage is going to be hurting him, and Gwenfro will want to find a move sooner rather than later, and I think he's going to have that opportunity. Hell. Oh, never mind. That straight line speed Daimi has is absolutely insane. Gwenfro has it in the corners, but just can't get past in the street. This is a Jake Laser situation from last week in Austria. Gwenfro has the speed, but just can't find a way past.
Yeah, the downforce, obviously, due to Daimi having that front wing damage, he doesn't have the cornering speed, but because there's less downforce on the car, he's getting the benefit of straight line speed. That's Taylor going way off, and that might allow NVA to have a look. NVA backs out of it, but yeah, Taylor may be struggling just that little bit. Taylor has damage as well. Every single person I look at seems to have damage. And now Taylor's just been overtaken by not only NVA, but also Punju.
Who also has wing damage.
Also has damage as well. I swear, how many people have damage right now? What is going on?
Oh, it's a little bit close. Like, it feels like half the field is missing an end plate.
And yet they're still managing to keep within this pack, which is crazy. But 2 people that don't have damage, that being the top 2 in the race, they've just bolted away from this pack. Like, they are just gone.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I feel like SVM and KDM are just looking behind and going, well, now what?
Not my problem.
Well, I think KDM is going to have to deal with the problem of his own. SVM is within DRS range, and that open rear wing is going to give him a big helping hand. I feel like KDM is also running a pretty low downforce package. It seems that way, at least. Ketchin, again, looking for a move, can't find it at the current moment. Does Gwenfro's going to have to defend from Edge, who's looking for an opportunity here. Looking very, very spicy here. Edge does not get past. But Gwenfro, does he have the momentum here? Does he have the pace to attempt to move into Cups? Not close enough. But he may find himself getting an opportunity down the hanger straight here in a moment. He's right on the heels, snapping at Daimi's feet, looking for an opportunity. And I think it's about to present himself for him. He's going to have to use all the battering DRS he's got and clear this Alpine now. He's already going for it. He is fully clear. But I think Edge is about to join in on that. And he's going for a double overtake here. Edge looking for a move on the outside, but he just can't find
that's
it.
a Ferrari! Catch off!
Oh, and now Gwenfro could have 2 overtakes here going for him. And he's a little bit ahead going into the corner. Can he fully make the move happen? It's going to be close. But I think... No, he doesn't have it. Oh, wow. Very close.
That was very, yeah, that really was.
Yeah, maybe a little bit too close, but still very close. Very impressive.
I think the yellow flag was for Tilla. I think Tilla might have just had a bit of a slip up at the final chicane. That's not going to help him. As there's a bunch of chaos going on. Pudgy going for the move on Damie. Damie's actually losing quite a few places. He's all the way down to 10th now. What is happening? We look away for 1 second, and then things start to pop off once again. Gwenfro's going to go for the move on Ketchin. Well, thought about it, but elects to stay behind. My goodness.
Yeah, just looking at this camera angle, you can see almost 10 cars all within the same length of each other.
It's a huge DRS train.
Yeah, it's going from Ketchin all the way down to Gary. That's 11 drivers all within range, all fighting for position. Just a couple tenths between points and being just outside of it. And I'm sure at least half of these drivers have damage. Gwenfro, though, might have a chance to break free of this entire train. He's going for it. He's got the straight line speed to get alongside. Will it be enough to get ahead of the Ferrari? At long last, it is. He's finally free and can now pursue perhaps a podium. How his streak was it right now? I think he's actually running quite well for himself, and a podium is very much on the cards. Time he goes into.
Yeah, Gwenfro on those mediums. Fair play to him. He's making those mediums work very, very well for himself, and now he's going to try and chase after D-Master. I think this is around about the point where the softs might just start to go off a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. This is starting to get to the point. And interesting, it was overcast before, but now the sun is starting to come out. The track is going to heat up. It's going to give the drivers a little bit more grip to work with. The softs might have some new life, and Ketchin is making the most of it as he gets ahead of Gwenfro once again. McLaren and Ferrari, we've seen 2 cars battle across multiple tiers, and we're seeing it once again. Ketchin coming out on top at the current moment as Technique.
Oh no!
The Technique retires. Is that on track? Where is it?
Oh, he left the session and his car forced him to retire. Because he left the session earlier. That's very unfortunate. Nothing he could do, and his race is done. Just a big F.
Yeah, here we go. Down the hangar straight. We've seen this battle before. Oh, hang on. We just had a position change for the lead. SBM gets ahead. Can Gwenfro do the same to Ketchin right now? Going into Stowe. He manages to get past. Great overtake. Now, the question is, will he be able to hold on to it going into the second DRS zone, or is it just going to continue to be a back and forth between these two? And if so, well, guess what? Edge is now in on this action, and unlike a couple of other drivers, I don't think he's got any wing damage, and Edge has also proven some quietly good and confident pace. So, if the two of them coming together, Edge could have himself a golden opportunity to maybe fight for a podium. Actually, Gwenfro, I think, is a little bit less focused on the car behind and more so on the car ahead, as he's already rapidly closed in on D-Master. D-Master still has an end plate missing, and so he's going to lose a lot of time. Gwenfro, at this rate, maybe, and I don't want to jinx it, but maybe position higher than third.
It's going to be difficult because the top two are just in a world of their own. They've completely gapped the rest of the field. But yeah, Gwenfro on those mediums, catching up to D-Master, a wounded Williams. And the mediums definitely look to be a bit of a better tire. And Gwenfro's definitely starting to prove that. Gapping Ketchin now on the back of that Williams. And he's definitely going to shape up a move here. As Taylor catches 3. And Gwenfro with the DRS just going to sail by that Williams and take P3 on track.
Yeah, great and easy move, honestly, from Gwenfro. That damage is really hurting D-Master's pace. I definitely think he would be much more competitive if not for that damage. But the fact that he's still in P4 is genuinely incredible from him. Now Ketchin is going to have to contest with the Williams, but now he's got DRS. He's going to have a much easier time defending. Ketchin is going to have a hard time of it to make a move, especially since Edge is still putting on the pressure from behind.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult, and all these guys are in a DRS train now from 3rd all the way down to 8th, so it's not as big as the DRS train as it was before.
Wait a second.
But there's 2 separate big DRS trains.
Hang on a second, I just noticed this.
What's that?
We have one car from almost every team in the top 10 of the current.
Ferrari being the only one that had 2, and Haas are, I believe. Well, I'm just looking at it. Yeah, you got 1 Red Bull, 1 Kick, 1 McLaren, 1 Williams, 1 Ferrari. Yeah, it's just Haas.
Yeah, Haas is the only one, and I think Jake would be up there right now if not for some unfortunate incidents that occurred. But I mean,
well, hold on. If you take into account the penalties, maybe if Gary catches up, he could be potentially sniffing at that.
Speaking of sniffing, SVM just
should be insane.
Yeah, SVM was sniffing for the lead, and he managed to make it happen as well. He's back up, and now Gwenfro is trying to break that DRS gap. Never mind, it just got broken for him. Master dives into the pits. Finally, he's going to have to get that front wing replaced, so he's going to be losing some time in the pits. But he'll finally be out of these aged softs and this broken wing, so he's going to be able to show off his full pace. Of course, at the same time, a few others are joining him. Lap 11 does seem to be a golden opportunity. The latest he should really go into softs is lap 14. But I wouldn't really extend that far unless you feel really comfortable on these tires still, which a lot of them see. Moment. Ketchin doing his best to hold on to DRS, and he still has it. But should he lose it, he's going to be under severe threat.
This is very interesting. D-Master and Punju didn't replace their front wings.
Uh-oh.
They still have damage.
Yeah, they may have actually had to specifically...
Either that's a mistake, or maybe they knew that the damage isn't actually that bad, so they elected to just continue on with it. Because to be fair, when I had damage at Austria last week, the damage wasn't actually that bad, and you could actually keep up. So, I don't think this is a terrible call by any means, but Silverstone's a bit different. So,
yeah,
this is going to be interesting.
I feel like it may have been an accident because, I mean, it may have been one of those cases where the front wing damage was so minor that you would need to specifically
I mean, they're straight up missing an end plate.
Yeah, like, that should happen, but at the same time, that didn't happen to me in Austria, so, I mean...
Good point.
Know, I blame EA and Cody's more than anything else, really, for this one, if this was unintentional.
Yeah, but more people into the pits now. Ketchin and Edge, the next 2 runners to get off of the softs. Both of these guys don't have damage, so this makes sense for them. Both of them go onto a set of medium tires. And now it's just 4 drivers left on those soft tires that have yet to pit. That being the leaders, NVA, and Blix. And which, by the way, the leaders, although they have a 4-second gap to Gwenfro, the gap previously was 5 seconds. Gwenfro's catching.
He is slowly but surely, and he's going to be on the softs later on. So,
yeah,
Gwenfro may be on the optimal strat right now, especially since SVM and KDM are busy squabbling for that first place. So, this could be playing perfectly into the McLaren driver's hands, and could spell another fantastic... We'll have to see how that plays out, of course, because, I mean...
Still halfway through the race to go.
Yeah, I mean, one person I wouldn't want to necessarily count out should a safety car appear would be D-Master. Wait, he didn't get his rear wing fixed. Not rear wing, front wing, my bad. But,
yeah, I said that.
He never got that repaired. That's actually kind of, unfortunate. D-Master, though...
Well, to be fair, he's undercut Ketchin.
That's true, but I definitely think that downforce is going to prove to be a difference. Ketchin, I think, will be able to find a way through... Actually, okay, I take that back. D-Master's pulling away a little bit.
Yeah, so this isn't a bad call. Take it fully back. He's doing fine. SV, NVA, and KDM are all into the pits, by the way. They're getting off their softs, and now it is just the medium runners, those that started on the mediums, that are left to go. That being now Gwenfro, Beekles, Logan, Gary, and Sean Tilla.
Yeah, Tilla having...
If safety car comes out for them, it'd be brilliant.
Yeah, Tilla having a quietly good race thus far, I would say, all things considered.
He's kind of languishing in like P14. It's not been
No, he was in the
great,
points.
but he's been close. He's been close to the rest of the pack, so he's been doing okay. Though he has admittedly said that he does not gel with this game. So, you know, this game may not be suited to him, but at least he's not like miles off the pack. So you can take that for sure.
Yeah, I'm a little bit curious. Okay, not many, but a couple drivers have actually customized their helmets, but not many have done so at all. I was a little bit curious about that one. That was one of the first things I did, actually. B. Coles lost a little bit of time there. Yeah, I kind of had a little bit of a slip. So,
I just noticed on the stream you caught Logan having a big snap out of coughs.
Yeah, Logan, he's okay for the most part, but I think he still is dealing with that front wing damage. Does he? Oh, no, he got
No,
it
he does
fixed.
not have damage.
Okay, never mind.
Oh.
I don't think he
Yeah, Logan never
to...
had damage.
Yeah, I was about to say, never mind. They're going to mix him up with Beatmaster. I've been on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be fair, like, at least 5 drivers lost their end plate at some point. It's kind of hard to keep track.
I'm actually curious. I'm just gonna look over the pit stops. Yeah, we've had 6 people in the pits change their front wing, and 2 people still have front wing damage. That being Punju and D-Master. So in reality, we have had a total of 8 people with front wing damage.
Yeah, currently looking at the leader interval to see how much time KTM and SVM are making on Glenpro at the current moment. And
18.
it's not as much as I'm expecting right now. It's actually kind of even at the current moment. If anything, Glenpro might be gaining on them. Fight them
It's a bit
on fresher tires. I think the mediums may not be fully lit up just. And that may be a factor, but
yeah, it's a bit close. It's a bit close right now. But if I were Grunfro in this situation, I feel like this lap, or maybe next lap, would probably be the right time to pit.
Yeah, we're about
somewhere
to
along this time.
Yeah, we're about to find out. Does Gwynpro go in? He stays out.
Stays out. Okay.
Also going around. Does he decide to go in? Maybe attempt to undercut them? No, he doesn't.
Nope.
And so we only have a couple drivers left who are going for
Logan's
this.
in.
Yep, Logan's in. Gary's in. SVM over to KDM. Gary goes in. Tilla stays out. SVM.
Okay.
Well, yeah, and now we can see a little bit more of a clear difference. They are almost 8 tenths up, nearly a full second, maybe, faster than Glenfro for a moment, as he puts in the fastest lap of the race just to prove that point.
Yeah. That being said, though, SV's fastest lap on those mediums is only half a second faster than Gwenfro's fastest lap. And Gwenfro's been on those mediums since the start. So the pace on those mediums, despite them being 14 laps, is still looking all right. I believe, how much did they gain on the previous lap? Oh, well, they gained around a second and a half. So they are gaining. The undercut is working. That being said, though, it's not completely outrageous considering SV did have DRS, but now he's in a bit of traffic in front.
Yeah, this traffic is going to do SVM and KDM no favors. Tilla is, of course, going to try his best to defend. This would play best for him. So, him holding them up is going to eventually assist him in some form or fashion. And this could also help by proxy went from B. And yeah, you can see they're losing time and he's stuck. Yep, Glimper goes in. B. Coles will probably also go in. Yep, there he goes. Hilla gets overtaken by SVM. KDM charging past.
Wow.
And, yeah, the straight line speed difference was... Wow. That was absolutely insane. I think it was like probably a 20 mile per hour difference right there, right?
Yeah, something like that. But now this is the interesting gap. So Gwenfro, by the time everybody pitted, was a net P3. There goes SV. There goes KDM. He might lose out to the likes of Ketchin, D-Master, and Edge. He does. So he'll come out in P7. He's going to have much faster, much fresher tires. He might lose out to P8, actually, because here comes that VA out of nowhere. But Gwenfro elects to stay behind, actually. He's going to grab the DRS. That's actually very smart.
I agree. Good call. Oh, and NVA had a little bit of a slip. That's going to lose him some momentum, and Glenfro will be able to clear him with relative ease going down this straight, especially since NVA has burned all the battery he's got left. Winfro burning a little bit as well, just to make sure this move sticks. With the superior grip of the soft tires, he gets past now to P7. And now it's all up to him and the pace he can use to see if he can fight back into the podium. Perhaps maybe a step or two higher on that spot. But we'll have to see how that plays out. Tilla will have to pit this lap ideally. I think he's already stayed out a lap too long, I think. And Ketchin and D-Master, meanwhile, are going to be doing a little battling too. Let's take a look. Yeah, Winfro is going to already be cutting that gap down to size, especially with Edge now giving the fight to D-Master. Can he get ahead of the Williams going into this corner?
Oh, yellow flag. Taylor's had a moment. And he's stopped at the end, stopped after Megan Beckett's. Not sure what's going on there. There's a bunch of battling going on, and it looks like D-Master's managed to hold on in front of Edge. Tilla dives into the pits. But yeah, not sure what happened there with Taylor, but now he's down in 18th.
Yeah, Winfro cutting that gap a little bit down further, but he's going to need to push a little bit more if he hopes to put himself onto the podium. Meanwhile, Ketch and D-Master and Edge are all continuing their three-way battle for that podium spot, but all the battling is going to just reel McLaren and Winfro further and further in, and he's also towing NVA and Punju behind.
A little further back. I'm not sure what that was for. Yeah, I don't know what went on there, but yeah. Watching that delta between Edge and Gwynfro, over the previous lap, Gwynfro has cut that gap down by over a second. Gwynfro is flying onto the back of these guys right now.
Yeah, and again, NVA and Punchu doing well to hang on to Gwynfro's coattails. Not doing well to stay.
Does this.
Not doing well to stay within the track limits, however, as he goes a little bit wide yet again. Meanwhile, Edge and D-Master 3 wide down the hangar straight as Edge makes it not one but two overtakes. That is a crucial move for Edge and could potentially seal the deal for a podium for Aston Martin.
Well, maybe not, because Gwynfro is within DRS of that fight.
Oh, that is huge for him. And
fastest lap for good measure.
Yeah, fastest lap of the race. And Envy and Punju are now fully latched onto this DRS train. We have 5 cars. Wait, sorry, 6 cars duking it out for that last podium place, and still an ongoing battle for the win. So here we go. Can Edge hold off D-Master? I do not think so. D-Master is looking a little bit too quick in that Williams going into this corner. Yep, it's fully complete. D-Master is all the way past. Now can Ketch and potentially look for a move. Logan gets a time penalty. But here we go.
Second.
Yeah, this is once again we have 6 cars, all from different teams, all fighting for a position, which is honestly
insane.
Kind of that's incredible. It honestly just goes to show how well-rounded this tier is in general. There's strong contenders in almost every single team.
And just for the record, we do right now have 9 teams in the top 10.
Yeah, and I mean, I won't be surprised if by the end of the season, you will have every single team on the podium at some point.
Possible. I mean, out of the drivers
hang on.
that
Gwynfro dives deep into the corner. Does he get ahead of the Ferrari? Puts on the pressure. He gets past. Yeah, that was, how would I put that? That's a Ricardo level set, right? Just all the way, and he pulls it off. Brilliant overtaking there, but now he's got 2 cars between him and a podium. Those soft tires are still going to be lit up nice and strong for a good few more laps, and he's going to attempt to make the most of it. Oh, slips a little bit going through turn 4, but doesn't seem to have lost too much time for it. Now Edge is going to find a way past D-Master here in a moment, I think. No, never mind. Hang on. He's looking for it. He dives a little bit going into the corner. D-Master goes a bit wide, leaves himself vulnerable to the Aston Martin. Does Edge can he finish up the move? No, he can't. But that's left him vulnerable now to Gwynfro, who gets alongside and ahead. And he's looking for not 1, but 2 positions going into comps. He should back out. Okay.
He does. Yep. He was smart about that one. Did not need a recreation. NVA catches 3. That's going to be him technically out of the fight. for this podium, but Gwenfro, very optimistic. And to be fair, it's paying off for him, and it looks to be going to be an easy move here for P3, but D-Master is using everything he can, using that straight line speed to his advantage, but Gwenfro, with the downforce, is going to try and go around the outside. Great move there from Gwenfro, as he's back up into third.
Yeah, that is a brilliant move. And that's fully cleared him. I think Gwenfro has chosen the superior strategy today for himself, and now he's going to be able to try and make a getaway. Now, if he can break that DRS gap, it'll be all the better. Master has proven to be a menace in terms of straight line speed. Can he hold on? Well, D-Master claws way back, and as a reserve, claim a podium.
Well, it's not going to be easy, because he already lost like 4/10 just to turns 3 and 4 alone because of that damage. But yeah, like you say, that straight line speed, they caught him around about nearly 2/10 there. His catch is going to go for the move on NVA, gets it done. And that Ketchup was going to get the position anyways, as of right now. But Gwenfro trying to pull that gap between himself and D-Master just to have clear air and be in the prime position to pick up the pieces if SV and KDM crash like Lando and Max did in Austria.
Hanju just had a sudden teleport shift backwards on my screen. A little bit strange.
Nice lag.
Yeah, interesting strategies Mercedes is currently pursuing. I'm not sure if it's paying off, though. Meanwhile, though, D-Master has not lost sight of that McLaren. He's still holding on. And if he can hold on up until the end, well, actually, the mediums should still be holding on, but the softs will start to die out. So it's all a question of, can D-Master remain in range? If so, that will be the key thing that will allow him to potentially get a podium back.
Well, here's the thing that I'm kind of noticing between this gap right now. Yes, D-Master is able to hang on, but it seems to me that at least the previous lap for sure, Gwenfro's able to pull a gap between himself and D-Master to the point where he can't overtake, but D-Master's still sticking within that DRS range so that nobody else can overtake. This is a bit of a Carlos Sainz thing. I don't think Gwenfro's doing this intentionally, but it's just something of note. So he's doing what he needs to keep the two behind at bay. I say that, yeah, he's nearly pulling out a DRS. Hang on a minute.
Yep, Gwenfro is almost free here. It's still that straight line speed. Can he make a difference going into the S's? Now, actually, it doesn't matter. D-Master is going to be able to hit DRS once more. But can he bring a big time difference? D-Master gets a little bit squirrely, losing a lot of time. He goes wide into the grass. Oh, it's going to be so much momentum lost, but I think he's going to be able to claw it back. Let's look at that speed. Meanwhile, the battle continues for the lead. It is still not settled between these two. Right now, KDM seems to be holding the advantage. It's kind of hard to tell. I hate the style burn, how that helmet is just enough to obscure it. I'm sorry, does SV even have full battery?
80%. Roundabout. Gwenfro with the fastest lap. Oh boy.
Yeah, he's starting to prove quick, but should KDM and SVM continue battling, could give Gwenfro a golden opportunity. D-Master, once again, doing really well to hold on to DRS. He's gotten around.
He does.
Yeah, he's gotten it once again. Great maneuvering and driving, but unfortunately, I think at this point, it's not enough.
I think this might be the last time he gets it.
Yeah, the damage and the superior tires is just proving to be too great for D-Master to continue Herculean effort from him, but unfortunately, not enough.
Yeah, but now that's going to leave Gwenfro to just completely pull away from these guys and try and potentially launch an attack on KDM and SV. That being said, though, once they come across the line, there's going to be around about 4 laps left to go, so that fight back may be a little bit done and dusted. That being said, though, fair play to Gwenfro for making the strategy work and make up all those places. For pretty much keeping it clean on the when he was on that medium stint, and then making all those crucial moves to make his way up into third and pull away. That's a very good strategy from him. He's played it absolutely perfectly, and now he can settle as long as he just keeps it on the track to a nice P3. But we'll see if anything happens with the leaders. These two still very much going at it, and very, very similar batteries between the two of them.
Yeah, now D-Master, he's full. Now that he's lost that DRS, he's lost so much time for it, and is now in severe danger. He's got 3 cars contesting for the spot just outside of the podium. And the question is, can Edge pull off the move here down the street? I think he might be able to, as D-Master doesn't have as much battery. Edge, is he going to start burning? He's a little, but not, and I think he could have burned more and pulled off the move. But at the same time, D-Master probably would have snapped him back down the hangar straight. I think Edge chose to kind of pull back for the time being. Meanwhile, the battle still remains close between the top 2.
Something we haven't mentioned, by the way, someone else who also did the medium to soft strategy, who actually just made up a move for P8, Beacles. For him, I believe he had a quali ban or something, and he went from 19th to 8th, and is looking to be P7 if he keeps within the 3-second NVA. Beacles has done a great recovery drive.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, hang on a second. We got a battle here. It looks like SVM managed to pull off the move and got past KDM. Edge gets past D-Master. D-Master looking to fight it back. But it's not enough this time around. Edge is fully clear and now can potentially build a bit of a gap for himself. It's really difficult to make that move, but you can already see that Williams getting further and further away as we go down the Hamilton straight.
Yeah, Edge, that's a very crucial move for him, as there's a yellow flag, and Punju has lost it. He has lost it, and now that is going to cost him potentially, because Burn Victim might have a chance to get within that 3-second of Punju. That is for just a couple of points, but still points nonetheless. And speaking of which, Burn Victim, he's had a very quiet race, but he is in the top 10, so he's doing all right.
Yeah, Jake Laser, not on an optimal strategy, to be honest. Yeah, this was not the right call.
The damage hurt him.
Yeah, the damage
definitely cost him. The fact that he's P11 with that damage, you kind of have to applaud it. The fact that he's just shy of the points despite what he had to deal with. Davey takes the fastest lap, but he's all the way down dead last. That's not really going to matter at this point. But yeah, Jake, it's so close. It would have been a good recovery if he got a point, but it looks like it may be a little bit short, as KDM is going to retake that lead. And with 2 laps left to go, this battle is far from over.
Yeah, I'm now convinced KDM is running a low downforce package in comparison to SVM, and he's just blazed past him. Not even close. But the one thing that I have noticed in these two for sure is that both are saving a lot of battery, and I suspect they're going to be saving everything for the final battle on the final lap. Now, we've already seen how hectic a final battle on a final lap can be in previous tiers. So my question is, will that battle be their undoing, perhaps?
Not sure. I mean, they've kept it clean this far.
It's true.
The first lap, is there's a yellow flag. What's happened there?
Yeah, I mean,
I think NVA's had a moment.
Yeah,
but
one thing for
Beacles
certain
has now been to 7th because of it.
Yeah, one thing for certain, these two have been a cut above the rest of this entire.
Oh,
so very well done to both of them. Oh, what? Oh yeah, he got past.
He's taking back P4.
Yeah, Edge, I imagine, can only sigh in frustration at this point, as G-Master is proving to be way more formidable than Edge bargained for, or rather, I think anyone bargained for. G-Master doing very well. It could bring home a lot of points for Williams, which would be very good for the team, as they're currently, I think, where are they, 6th? The constructors?
In the overall constructors, they are 5th at the moment.
Yeah, so this could potentially call them back towards the top 4. We'll have to see, of course, at the day. But here we go. One more lap left to go, and one last shot for SVM to find a way past KDM and take victory.
I think SV's in prime position here.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was smart of him to hold off on lap 25, because now, like you said, he's got a very good advantage going for him. Will it be enough? Of course, ideally, he'll want to wait until we get to the hangar straight, where he's going to burn everything he has. KDM, though, will do much the same. So, will he consider going for a move now? If he does it now, I think it will be a little bit too early for his own good. But, he's going for it now. Oh, no, he backs out. he was
Oh,
he was thinking about it for sure, but thought better of it, I think. And I definitely think it's a better call to hold off until you get to the hangar straight. That way, the lap at that point is nearly done, but you can bet those two are going to fight tooth and nail, and it's always in those final moments where the drivers are most under pressure, as we saw with Max and Lando in Austria just a week ago.
yeah, it's gonna be very, very tight. But SV, he's all over the back here of KDM. I don't think KDM's gonna have much of a defense unless he shoots out of the exit, and he hasn't quite done that. SV's gonna have that DRS. He might just sail by here.
It's going to be close here. Not much of a defense from KDM going side by side into the corner. SBM gets ahead. KDM looks to fight it back. He gets back the lead with a couple quarters left to go. And unfortunately for SBM, he will have to give up the lead and the victory to KDM. Crossing the line, KDM wins. SBM second, Gwenfro third. D-Master will come home fourth. B holds with a brilliant recovery drive to take fifth place. What happened? Because I heard you scream.
There was a bunch of chaos behind D-Master that involved Edge, NVA, and Ketchin. Ketchin losing out the most and got 8th because of it. Absolutely cost him there, but wow.
Yeah.
Insane, but fair play to KDM. He kept it clean, had a good battle, and in the end, he was the one that didn't make the mistake. Fair play.
Yeah, speaking of fair play, Burn Victim managed to pit punch you right at the end and managed to score himself another point. Oh, hang on a second. What just happened?
D-Master just left.
Okay, ignore this. D-Master got points for sure.
Yeah, he definitely did.
Yeah, so for anyone, for any stewards who are watching, manage the results, just, yeah, that shouldn't have happened.
Yeah, take that into note. But either way, one thing's for sure is that the top three are as they are. KDM winning. SV, he's going to feel a little bit heartbroken after that one because he was fighting for the lead and just he went that little bit too deep into Stowe. And that was pretty much what cost him there. But he can still be happy with himself taking a P2. And I'll say this, Sauber, great day for them. 2nd and 5th, thanks to B. Cole's amazing comeback drive.
Sorry, give me a second. Handling a team principal thing. Okay. Yeah, so what a race we just had. A battle for the win throughout, but KDM definitely outplayed him in that final part of the lap. So, I mean, again, well done. Great victory for KDM. And that's going to help him hold on to... Where is he in the standings? Top spot?
He's gonna extend the championship lead with that.
Yeah, McLaren once again on the podium. Sauber getting another podium to their name as well. Brilliant results all around. And what a race yet again. Tier 3 has not failed to disappoint thus far, and I'm very happy.
I'm going to say this. No safety car.
Yeah, that's honestly one of the most impressive parts. It was relatively
That's
clean.
2 races in a row. That's 2 races in a row. We didn't have one at Austria. We didn't have one in Silverstone. That's very impressive, actually.
Yeah, absolutely. So, wow. And again, another brilliant race, and I think we'll be looking forward to another one next week. Now, of course, we typically match up the races to the real-life F1 races. We do not have one next week. So, instead, we're going to be going with the voted circuits, that being Qatar, which I used to hate, but in this game, I had actually used to. And also, in general, they just overhaul the entire appearance of the track, so it's much more appealing. But, I think it'll lead to another exciting race. Probably not as much action as the past two, simply because it's much more difficult to overtake, but it'll still be very fun nonetheless.
Yeah, it definitely shall be. And yeah, we're just gonna have to see how people manage that track, considering it does eat tires. But either way, Silverstone, great race as it usually is, and yeah, just can't wait to see what happens next week.
Yep. So I've been Mage, and this has been Miniko, and we'll be seeing you on next week's tour.
Yes, sir.